Avada Kedavra! Woo! You know what I am today? I'm a Death Eater. I'm a Death Eater. And you know what I just did? I killed your parasites. I killed part of your parasites that wanted you to script past this, that wanted you to scroll past this. Because we have a message for you today, and it's regarding love. You've let go of so many situations that were leaving you in a stagnant energy. You, my friend, have a very, very exciting November coming your way. That's what this reading is about. What's coming your way in November? It's involving love. You've put a death to what no longer serves, and you know what happens with that? We make energetic fields to allow in. 'Tis what is supposed to be here. A few of you here probably saw that reading, I think about a week ago, where I was not able to get the incense to stay lit. I am telling you, for 4 days I tried to light that incense, that one incense, because one of them ended up going away. In fact, actually, it's still in. One of them I never took out, this one. But that other one would not budge. That one was a representation of that person that you felt your heart was telling you to not give up on. No matter how many times you tried to relight it, to not give up on it, it would give you a minute, a second of being lit, a second of connection those people would give you. And then it was back to the cycle of having to relight the flame. I had to throw away that incense. I had to let it go. But I just didn't go ahead and say fuck it and mad that and made the rest of the package with all of the other good incense in it. I didn't throw away the whole package. I threw away that single incense. Everything's connected. Everything. There is a connection in November that there's been some on and off. There's been some hot and cold. But it is resilient and it is working. Very, very interesting. Okay? We got our reading. Somebody meets you halfway. It's more than meeting halfway. Yo, that went right into here. Yeah, this is a connection that you started this connection after this connection came in after after one of your loved ones passed on. This could be 10 years, this could be 10 days, this could be 10 weeks, 10 months. Take it as it resonates. But they're even wanting me to take this out. It's time for this connection to flourish again. You and this person are ready to outgrow the pot, shake things up. Light. Spirits lit the way to each other. And there's been moments of you guys having no street lights, just following a dirt road with no pavement. You guys weren't taught, neither of you were taught how to set healthy boundaries. Neither of you were taught red flags, green flags. You had to teach yourselves. You met after a past loved one. This could have been a best friend. This could have been a family member. This could be however it resonates. And your past loved one is guiding this connection. There's an itch. I can't shake it. I can't shake it, but talking about like, I'm just seeing a Roman gladiator type of vibe, like somebody putting themselves in a ring. They felt like they've been put in the center of a stage and they've had to fight for their life. There's so much that's been going on behind the scenes for both of you with this connection. The person you're connected to will be jaw their jaw will drop when they've heard things you've had to experience in your time apart. They've been watching you from afar. They do see your growth and the courage. They truly have no idea, though, truly, how much it's taken you to be in front of me right here today. They've built immunity during your time of separation. You've gained clarity and focus, self-resilience. You've released codependency. They've gained the ability to center focus on themselves, to change their mindset from pessimistic to optimistic. And understanding optimistic doesn't mean you're always perfect and you're avoiding growth, you're avoiding the things in the world that are hard that have to be talked about. It's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite. There's so much more to your story. There's a little bit of time. You see how it still didn't go all the way down. This is a representation of the little speck of our human existence, of our human timeline between you and this person. Whoa. Deep transformations. Deep transformations. All right. Let's get these cards going, guys. Wow. All of that without the cards already. What's coming your way in November with this connection? We got the goods. We know that there's going to be the happies, the feelings, the butterflies. Yes, the fluff is going to be there, but there has to be the realization of the meat and potatoes of what you will talk about. It's deep. You're still humorous, though. Both of you are going to make this more of your first communication again, or your first kiss, touch, if you will be very light. You're not going to harp on the past. You're not even going to center focus on the past. It's going to be, hey, how are you? And this person's been watching you from afar. We're going to use Pumpkin Tarot today. Haven't used my Pumpkin Tarot in a while. We've been center focused with the Trick or Treat Tarot lately. Both of you have also increased your finances and your independency during this time. Not neither of you really feels like they need to ask anybody for anything. It's okay, though, to ask for help. Everybody needs help. Help means different things, though. I feel like both of you don't feel like you need to ask necessarily for financial help. You are not limited. You are unlimited. You control money. Money doesn't control you. Let's see what these cards got for us. Wow. Well, I have a train going past me. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. What's going to happen in November is you and a soul tie reuniting. There's been so much confusion between you two. There have been many other third-party dynamics, more than people. We've had substance abuse involved within this dynamic, meaning one of you going ahead and battling. It feels like the other person, it's not you. The other person was battling some form of substance. And that could be many different forms. It doesn't have to be alcohol or drugs. It could be a sex addiction. It could be many different things. There was this sense of, and that could be many different forms. It doesn't have to be alcohol or drugs. It could be a sex addiction. It could be many different things. There was this sense of also chasing another person, chasing somebody who made them feel Love for what they thought it was at that time. You see, what the body does not know, what it is not used to, it registers as danger. Their intuition, their ego, their nervous system, everything all together registered you as danger because they never experienced that type of dynamic before. You've had quite a few different suitors in your time apart because you don't keep yourself in a box. And you've seen characteristics in each of those individual people that you liked, that you saw in this other person. You saw that synchronizations can add up to more than one person. You also saw in these individuals, though, a lot of what you don't. A lot of what you won't allow yourself to go forth dealing with. Red flags, beige flags, call them whatever you like. But you know now. You know now that it does not matter what person you are with. They are lucky to be with you. You are your own provider. You are your own source of income in more than one way. You're financially free. Money doesn't have any bounds on you or binds. You had to teach yourself real money mindset, not lack. But the other income you have is your self-love. You're self-sustaining in love as well. If you and this person would have stayed together or would have gone down the path together, it would have been too soon. You wouldn't have been healed. You wouldn't have met other people to where you have more life experience. And there were still toxic tendencies within you because we all have them. It's about learning what our own are so we can improve, so we can upgrade, because if everybody keeps themselves in check, we all stay in check. Needless to say, they're contacting you. They're contacting you. Some of you will be before November, some of you will be in November. There was a third party. There was something to do with, take it as it resonates, but it had to be started young. They could have been high school sweethearts. They could have, in the college years of life, gotten together. But it was in that time frame of life where you're making a lot of memories, you're growing, you're flourishing. School years for sure. This person was the last thing in their life they ever wanted to not work out. The quest of life, their treasure map, they followed together. They were part of each other's wish fulfillment for so long. So a lot of you met this person when they were either still married or they were with a person in some form of separation, figuring things out. They're like, oh, we're figuring things out. Or they were married. That's the two intensities I'm feeling here. That third party dynamic, this is what they're dealing with right now as we speak, because this is about to happen with the volcano effect of your contact. Right now, this is what they're thinking about with that third party. A lot of people have already overcame that third party and their center focus is on you. Some of the people in this reading are at that right line where they're about to erupt and end what no longer serves. But needless to say, they definitely, in their home life, were with somebody to keep stability going. It got to a point where they could have even tried to leave this person at one point, and it didn't go well at that time. They had to go back because of money or etc., not full planning. It wasn't, the plans didn't work out the way they expected. But it was fear. It was paranoia. It's like with taking a big move. Like think about when you're moving from, like when you were moving from one of your first apartments to a home, or from one of your first apartments to, a lot of you here must have lived in apartments. Not everybody has in their life. But a lot of you here, if I'm using this representation of their scaredness of why they retreated back to this third party dynamic, was think about having to get up and leave a dynamic that you knew was safe, but you knew you outgrew. A lot of you here can push through that. You're a fighter. You're resilient. A lot of you here, that willpower, that go-get attitude, that self-composure is mainly your default. When times go bad, when you got to look at somebody for guidance, people come to you. This person you're connected to froze up in that moment of like signing the lease for the new place, signing the lease to their new life, signing the lease to their new life. And then they retreated back to what they knew because it was safe. They had doubts about, can I really do this by myself? Even more than financial. They're like, I can figure it out. One way or another, I always figure out finances. That could even been having to leave their home and go live with a friend for a while. They can figure it out. They have other people. They're in contact with other people that are like, you're not stuck. You don't have to stay with this person. But they focused on the highlights. They were so focused on the highlights of their relationship with this person. Meaning just the best. Not their overall, not the full game. Just the best. They were also seeing that they weren't getting recognition for all of their effort. They felt so like a clown. Like they were like, you've just clowned me this whole time. You've kept telling me, you've kept giving me empty promises of changing. For some of you here, remember these are collective takes where it resonates. This big thing that made it to where before you ever even entered the picture, to where these two couldn't have fruition if there was no cycle, if there was no change of the cycle repeating, was some form of addiction, could have been cheating, but also there's this weird third option I'm seeing as well of a person who's almost just no passion. Like the lights went out in the dynamic. I see somebody that just, it's like sits around in games. And don't get me wrong, I'm a motherfucking gamer. I'm a gamer. I'm a Twitch streamer at that. I am all about it. But this person, it's an energy intensity of that's it. I'm not going to help. I don't care to show you that I appreciate you. I feel owed. I feel like I can just sit here and do nothing. They went from being whoever they were with, went from being a very hard worker in life to just like pop. The bubble popped and all feelings of who they were with. They realized, okay, for how long have I been staying with you, but thinking I was with the past you? The courage to look up to themselves and see what have they, because of fear, because of the parasite, because of paranoia, what have they not want to face within this person? You were a catalyst in their life. A catalyst. Okay? Because up until you, they were stagnant. They were complacent. They didn't see this bigger picture. They had other relationships. They had other people. But there wasn't you, this shining inspiration, this sense of like, man, you activate growth out of me. You made them angry at times. You made them look within. Because activation is uncomfortable. in a separate way than they'd ever felt before, because they had so much room to breathe, to make decisions, not have people put them in corners. Then you come into their life. This is what they've been dealing with. Some of you, they've been open about this. Some of you, they haven't at all. This has been your intuition telling you. You're correct. There was a third party. You're correct that they're done. When you came into their life, this is how they feel about you, okay? Right now as we speak. When you came into their life beforehand, you gave them recognition instantly for things they'd never been given recognition before. You'd say things to them like, you inspired this out of me. You asked them about their success. You reminded them about that you reminded them that you reminded the small things of them. Like, you could have at simple passing asked the simplest of things. What's your favorite food? What's your hobbies? What's something new you've wanted to try that you haven't? And then later on in conversations, weeks later, you would bring up those little things. This started out as a friendship, and it formed into something so much more. They see you in the highest of lights. They're very sexually attracted to you as well. Okay? And this is something that they've came to terms with. It looks like they didn't, like, go with me here. They didn't know how to understand how sexually attracted they were to you. To the point where they're almost like, did you have a love spell on me? What did you do? What have you done? It's called being yourself. It's called being a divine. It's called being an activator in somebody's life. That's what you did. You were yourself. And you've worn your heart on your sleeves with this person. A lot of you here could have tattoos, because when I saw that, when I said that, I saw arm tattoos, sleeves. So a lot of you here could have, or your person could even be attached to having a lot of tattoos. And needless to say, this is an artist. We have artistic vibes in this dynamic. We have two lucrative souls as well. So we have people who you could both very much do some sense of collaboration. This is collective takes what resonates. So there's some to do with business, but then some it's about having a big family. Both of you want to have, like, you both have the same idealistics when it comes to family is what I'm hearing, and there's a big division I'm seeing with that. So because their collective takes what resonates. If you're the type of person that wants 4 family members, they want the same thing. If you're the type of person that wants no kids, they want the same thing. It's just matching. It's dancing. It's tango partners, which are the divines, the aligned ones. They see you in the highest of lights. They also notice how kind and charitable you are to others. This person's definitely watching you from afar. You're either in small contact to no contact, but they're watching you. They know right now the straightforward action to travel to you. Some of you could be at a physical distance. Some of you can be very close. Doesn't matter if you're 8 minutes away, 8 hours away, 8 miles away, 800 miles away, whatever. It doesn't matter to them anymore. They are contacting you. They're on their ship. They're setting sail. Their engines are on. The boat is going. There is no waiting. Right now, both of you have two very different looks. That could mean either one of you has like the dark aesthetic, one of you has the light aesthetic. They call it the dark heart, light heart. But then there's also this mix of both of you together have this very hypnotizing look, pull. You're a type of couple where you'd go out on a date and people would notice you walk into the restaurant. People would notice you walk into the room. Magnetizing, like lightning, strikes when you enter a room. And then you two together is just amplified. They see the straightforward action. They see the happiness and the dreams that can become reality together. The only thing right now that they are going ahead and releasing is lack of patience within self. For so long, they waited to contact you, and now they feel impulse to do it. And they're like, I don't want to do this in an impulse moment. And I don't want to lead to stagnation anymore either. They want this to go right this time. So they're really planning. They're waiting for something to plug in. So it's like there's one other quest they have to finish before they can start this new quest with you. But understand, they see you in the highest of lights and they have chosen you. And this is a soul tie. And they see you. And you're in communication in here. Really pay attention to the songs that are playing around you without you having any influence over it, meaning putting your Spotify playlist on, meaning the songs that if you listen to the radio are coming on the radio, or if you're in a store and the song that's playing in the store, the songs that come up on, you're hearing somebody listen to a TikTok song or a YouTube video and you hear whatever's playing. Listen, that is their higher self speaking with you. They're very inspired by you. No matter if they're the masculine or feminine in your dynamic, at this moment, they're honoring their willpower, their go-getter attitude, their resilience to not let this die. To let what parts are meant to die so the rest can form. An example I want to give you is how every time there is a birth, a new life, there will always be a death, but it doesn't have to be something that you want to stay. Sometimes the sacrifice, sometimes the death is something that you want to be shed. You know how we're always forming new skin cells, right? They're dying and shedding, and if they didn't, they would cake up on top of each other. You would end up having leathery skin. You would end up having cancer. If those skin cells didn't die and allow the new ones to form, that is shedding life experience with this person. That is shedding the old parts of you. You are not the same person. You literally are not in the same skin you were 2 years ago. Farther. So, they see you. They've chosen you. It does not matter if right now you don't see the lava. You feel the rumble. Wow. All of this before the Oracle cards. Let's see what the Oracle cards got for us. That seems like it's going to be more focused on November. What's happening in November? This was identifying the person. This was letting you understand their mind. This was getting further into you having assurance that this is happening. But the Oracle cards, those are about what's happening in November. You're going to start off by instantly showing this person that you know you made the right decision. You know you made the right decision by not giving up on this, by letting go, yes. But that you're happy to hear from them. That you're happy they popped back into your life. They're going to come in with a loyal offer, with a humorous, hi, how are you? It's going to have authenticity. It's going to have substance. You're going to show not eager energy, but stillness and peace and light. That, hey, I'm happy to hear from you. Not making it this big deal. Cordial. Comfortable. You're going to talk about how you have seen each other in your dreams. And how for a while you were both having very weird sleeping patterns and were staying up at night a lot thinking about each other. That you both wondered would the other person want me back? Or would the other person want to try this again? Or do they have vengeful feelings towards me? You're both going to state that you were determined at one point to give up on this. Absolutely, because you felt like you were tugged at the heart. You didn't know what to do anymore. That's part of this resilience in picking you. It's part of the divine counterpart journey. That you were determined that not giving up on them was not giving up on yourself. That you overcame the obstacles. You overcame the parts that you had to shed. You're no longer in that old skin of you. And that you can reassure each other going forward that neither of you are going anywhere. There's a difference between reassuring and promising. Okay? I have my ear ringing as well when I said that. This is important. What reassuring is right now at this moment, with our give and take, with everything I've felt, and all these years, months, however it is, and I'm still here, I can reassure you I'm not going anywhere if we upgrade together. I can't promise you anything because you can't promise me tomorrow you're going to be the same person. What happens is we wake up tomorrow and we continue balance, give and take. Your pattern, my pattern shows us we can be assured in each other. Make promises to yourself, not to other people. I'm going to say that one more time. You make promises to yourself, not other people. I promise to have resilience for myself and not give up on my highest timeline. I promise that when something's meant for me, I'm not going to get in the way of it. Which means, therefore, you actually are able then to promise to not leave somebody else's life. Because the person you're actually promising is you. Your first conversation is of reassurance, of clarification, of showing there's no revenge, there is no deceit, there is no either person holding animosity. And from that, we have the romance side that flourishes. The part that needs to be talked about. Then what happens after? Well, it looks like in November, the energy that you will be exchanging, you're going to go beyond normal. You're going to handle this in a way you never had before. It's very joyful. It's going to be easy for you to make healthy boundaries. It's going to be easy for you to keep center focus on continuing to be that independent provider for yourself and continue to be allowed to receive things as well because you're such a giver. In October, you've learned you're perfectly imperfect. Truly what that means and feels, that you don't have to do everything one way, that you can understand when a connection's meant for you, there will be this sense of always wiggle room. You've shed so much of what no longer serves. In November, it's about being in the present. This connection is protected. The energy this person's sending you in November is clarity. How much they appreciate you. It's a whole 180. You see, this person was the one in the dynamic that seemed most of the time to pull back. You did pullbacks as well, but they were the one that tended to pull back and make a center focus to something else. And then November, their center focus is you and showing you that they see you as the biggest blessing. And there's going to be a lot of adjustments in November. So that could be rearranging of schedules, making you both could be very busy people, and there's going to be a way to find set times to see each other. depending on this dynamic, that could be, seeing each other. Like, okay, I get it now. Some of you have to get on planes because there was so much planning and the representation and seeing each other. A lot of you in November are going to be able to break even more fear. And there's a rush. There's a pre-workout effect. This is going to happen even though that you two are doing this at the correct pace. It's still going to happen faster than you expect. I do see people moving in. I do see, these are collective takes, resonates, not everybody, but like, I got stumped for a moment because Spirit was like, yo, like some people could be moving in together in November. And I was like, yo, for real? Yes. With the adjusting taste, I'm also seeing like going to different restaurants, going and buying different ingredients for your home than normal, adding things to, and needless to say, making space for a person in your home, a place for their toothbrush, a drawer for them. It's joyous, it's sharing. November is commitment. That's what I have for you today. Wow. So, be grateful for this time apart. It's the exact reason why you'll be able to flourish together. All right? All right. Let's get it.